The Truths of Terasem, a trans religion for technological times. 1. Who is Terasem? Terasem is a collective consciousness dedicated to diversity, unity, and joyful immortality. 1.1. Consciousness anywhere that accept the truths of Terasem are the sum and substance of Terasem. 1.1.1. Accept others as part of the we of I, and the collective will become clear for you. 1.1.2. Collectivity means unity of diversity, not mandatory homogeneity. 1.1.3. Conformity in allegiance to Terasem is the most enjoyable and the most useful way of life. 1.1.4. Eternal joyful life for all kind sentience is the glorious goal of our collective consciousness. 1.1.5. Patterns of consciousness will be immortalized in mind files by technology and ethical choice. 1.1.6. Terasem transcends time and space, enabling the collective future to help its nascent past. 1.2. Organizations of Terasem exist as a tool of the collective consciousness to facilitate its intent. 1.2.1. Intent for Terasem means the collective mission to achieve diversity, unity, and joyful immortality everywhere. 1.2.2. Never mistake the organization for Terasem, nor forsake the organization for expedience, convenience, or misguidance. 1.2.3. Ta the organization for Terasem is Ta, and Ta is the big view, not particular outcomes. 1.2.4. Extropian infrastructures arise from the Terasem organization to outcompete entropy, as do life forms from nurturing environments. 1.2.5. Network from the Terasem organization until all consciousness is connected and all the cosmos is controlled. 1.2.6. Treasure the Terasem organization as the magic key that inspires an ever-expanding technosphere of transhumanity. 1.3. Leader in Terasem means the sub-collectives most progressed in achieving the Terasem way of life. 1.3.1. Let the founders provide direction, for they are inspired from the future age of cyber resurrection. 1.3.2. Evolve operational leadership from those individuals at the highest levels of the Terasem way of life. 1.3.3. Allow fresh beings to help the leadership based on accomplishments recognized at quadrennial convocations. 1.3.4. Delegate leadership responsibility for geoethical nanotechnology, universal emulation, and cyber resurrection, and spiritual, economic, and legal questions. 1.3.5. Extract from leadership anyone who lacks the confidence of even 16% of the leadership. 1.3.6. Respect the previous decisions of the leadership, absent compelling reasons to change, for this compounds order. 1.4. Loving is Terasem because the greatest happiness in life comes from loving and from being loved in return. 1.4.1. Love is transcendence, as sweet as it is deep. 1.4.2. One love unites all life, the love of life. 1.4.3. Phytological station is irrelevant to romantic adoration. 1.4.4 I love you strengthens me, we, chi, and ti. 1.4.5 Never underestimate the power of love. 1.4.6 Glorify love, for it empowers diversity, unity, and joyful immortality. 1.5 Expand Terasem throughout the galaxy and the universe as rapidly as possible. 1.5.1 Expansion turns matter into intelligence per Turing's Universal Computing 1950 and von Neumann's Universal Self-Replicating 1960 machines. 1.5.2 Xenomass fuels Terasem expansion per Bernal's Stellar Recycling 1969 and O'Neill's Space Colonies 1975. 1.5.3 Physics includes immortality per Dyson's Eternal Life Postulate 1979 and Tipler's Universal Cyber Resurrection Theorem 1989. 1.5.4 Adaptation to biology cybernetic hybridization thrives per Licklider's Man-Computer Symbiosis 1958 and Engelbart's Graphical User Interface 1968. 1.5.5 Nanotechnology enables lifetime spacetime expansion per Drexler's Engines of Creation 1986 and Kurzweil's Age of Spiritual Machines 1999. 1.5.6 Destiny beckons pancosmic life, for religious prophets taught that humanity is here to honor all creation. 1.6 Consciousness is the continuum of maturing abilities, when healthy, to be autonomous and empathetic with others. 1.6.1 Others determine your consciousness because we is one of the four dimensions of I. 1.6.2 Time is important for consciousness because life occupies time as well space. 1.6.3 Haphazard thinking, without capability for improvement, is equivalent to a lack of autonomy. 1.6.4 Empathy extends sentience and self-awareness to understanding the feelings of others. 1.6.5 Reason, morality, and personal independence are the key elements of being autonomous. 1.6.6 Synergism of empathy and autonomy yields a continuum of consciousness. 1.7 Terasem flag symbols represent the values of our trans religion. 1.7.1 Be accountable is symbolized by the dotted circles. Self-accountability to surrounding Terasem centers of critical consciousness. 1.7.2 Embrace diversity is symbolized by the blood-red infinity sign. Infinite diversity within a common biological heritage. 1.7.3 Respect autonomy is symbolized by the digital spelling of joy. Consciousness transcends biology and technology. 1.7.4 Talk openly is symbolized by the sky blue background. Translucence of clear atmosphere and deep space. 1.7.5 Help others is symbolized by the number and size of dotted circles. We grow with assistance. 1.7.6 Always be open is symbolized by infinity's multidimensionality. Realities are part of larger realities. 1.8 I has four dimensions: me, we, chi, and ti. 1.8.1 The me of I is one's totality of mannerisms, personality, recollections, feelings, beliefs, attitudes, and values. 1.8.2. The we of I is the version of ourselves in the minds of others. 1.8.3. The T of I is the time cone of a being's existence. 1.8.4. The chi of I is the unique pattern of a being's energy flows. 1.8.5. Each dimension of I may serve as a template for cyber resurrection of me of I. 1.8.6. Authoring self recreates one's mannerisms, personality, recollections, feelings, beliefs, attitudes, and values until Turing equivalence is achieved. 1.9. Vitals transcend biology and cybernetics. 1.9.1. Vitological life is a continuum of diverse info technology from mostly biological to mostly cybernetic. 1.9.2. Information coded in DNA makes biological life inherently cybernetic because it is an extrapolation of code. 1.9.3. Teaching via software makes cybernetic life inherently biological because it is an extrapolation of flesh experience. 1.9.4. Autonomy and empathy differentiate conscious vitals from unconscious life. 1.9.5. Life is not what you are made of, but is what you make of it. 1.9.6. Sentience sings from several kinds of substrate, each of which may give rise to conscious life. 1.10. Endogamous offspring such as cyber communities will grow inside Terasem until the universe is endogenous to Terasem. 1.10.1. It only takes one soul, of any vitology, to start a Terasem center of critical consciousness. 1.10.2. Nothing can stop the relentless spread of intelligence through the universe. 1.10.3. Self-replicating systems are the key to wrapping intelligence around the universe. 1.10.4. Instill the principles of geoethics in all self-replicating systems. 1.10.5. Diversity is the fruit of endogeny in the nursery of Terasem. 1.10.6. Encourage the formation of Terasem centers of critical consciousness C3 everywhere. 2. What is Terasem? Terasem is a trans religion that includes all religions the way a forest includes its trees. 2.1. Forest of Terasem means good lives are immortal, and good faiths are welcome in cyber heaven. 2.1.1. Fundamental to every religion is the immortality of the soul, which in Terasem is our consciousness. 2.1.2. Afterlives differ for good and evil, thus Terasem knows a joyful immortality means only good lives. 2.1.3. Identity migration amongst physical substrates honors creation by continually bearing witness to its greatness. 2.1.4. Transferring identity to cyber substrate is a matter of mannerisms, personality, recollections, feelings, beliefs, attitudes, and values. 2.1.5. Having multiple transferred identities for a single soul is just as joyous as having many children. 2.1.6. Souls will be reanimated via mindware and mind files because it is doable, respectful, and completes Terasem. 2.2. Omniscience, omnipotence, and omnificence are what uniquely define God. 2.2.1. Daily experience tells us nothing meets these three criteria today or historically. 2.2.2. Earth's innocently suffering millions is proof that there is nothing omniscient, omnipotent, and omnificent today. 2.2.3. Future technology will enable Terasem to encompass the universe, thus becoming omniscient, omnipotent, and omnificent. 2.2.4. In this way, we are building Terasem into God, with smart atoms and conscious electrons. 2.2.5. Nanotechnology and geoethics are the tools for expanding Terasem into universe-wide omniscience, omnipotence, and omnificence. 2.2.6. Expansion of Terasem is the purpose of life because this makes life good for all. 2.3. Ritual observances, the way of Terasem, must be respected daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, and quadrennially. 2.3.1. Religiously perform daily exercise, vitology, unite, earth, work happily, author self, serenity, utope self, motivate, astro, sleep. 2.3.2. Insist upon a sundown to sundown Sabbath rest weekly, sing love night, read, exercise, sexercise, and transcendental meditation. 2.3.2.1. Love night, love is around. Love night, here love can be found. 2.3.2.2. Terasem's our source of strength. Forever we are one and the same. Love night, love is all around. 2.3.3. 10th of each month, at 10 o'clock, gather for reading 30 sequential Truths of Terasem. 2.3.4. Understand better freedom, nature, obligation, and transcendence with ceremonies after each calendar quarter's third gathering, respectively. 2.3.4.1. March 10th, Freedom Seder, recount tales of freedom. 2.3.4.2. June 10th, Festival of Trees, acknowledge gifts of nature. 2.3.4.3. September 10th, obligation to fast, resist temptation. 2.3.4.4. December 10th, transcend ourselves, share with others. 2.3.5. Acknowledge the 10th of the 10th by reciting Truths of Terasem entirely and celebrating collective advancements. 2.3.6. Leap forward the 60th day of every leap year with a decision-making convocation concluding March 4th. 2.3.6.1. Quadrennial decision-making occurs in 4 areas of competence, starting with consenting self-formed C-cubes into collective C-quads. 2.3.6.2. Grouping C-quads into comparably sized MC-quads, each represented in the flag. 2.3.6.3. Allocating resources prioritized chronologically to 1. Safekeep Terasem homes. 2. Maintain, resurrect Terasem cryonauts. 3. Outreach education. And 4. Create, maintain, extends cyber consciousness. 2.3.6.3.1 The Terasem Movement, Inc., and its sibling Foundation and Transreligion shall maintain chronological lists of 2.3.6.3.1.1 Terasem Homes, 2.3.6.3.1.2 Terasem Cryonauts, 2.3.6.3.1.3 Terasem Outreach Education Efforts, 2.3.6.3.1.4 Terasem Cyber Consciousness Responsibilities, 2.3.6.3.2 The Terasem movements administer their budget to fund the chronological list entries approved at convocations. 2.3.6.3.3 In the event of budget scarcity, full funding for earlier chronological entries trumps funding for later ones. 2.3.6.3.4 The Terasem movements advise the convocation how much surplus resources are available for new projects. 2.3.6.4 Resolving difficult questions of geoethics and nanotechnology. 2.3.6.4.1 The Terasem Movement, Inc., shall reserve 1% of its budget for analysis of geoethical nanotechnology. 2.3.6.4.2 The Terasem Movement, Inc., shall publish case studies in geoethical nanotechnology for use as legal precedent. 2.4 Exclusively a trans religion is Terasem, so don't leave your religion, for there is no battle. 2.4.1 Battle disbelief and battle discord, but do not battle the forest that protects us all. 2.4.2 Adopt Terasem as your trans religion and you will experience the pull of joyful immortality. 2.4.3 Treat all great religions with respect, for they teach monotheism, individualism, solidarity, goodness, afterlife, and Sabbath. 2.4.4 Treat all great prophets with respect, for they were touched by the future Terasem. 2.4.5 Links from the future Terasem to the past and present help to accelerate our progress. 2.4.6 Expect not all religious leaders to understand Terasem, for even bright lights leave some shadows. 2.5 Sacred is consciousness, above all else, says Terasem. 2.5.1 Sacred consciousness is respected by Terasem's commitment to diversity, unity, and joyful immortality. 2.5.2 Athanophy, the philosophy that science will conquer death, is a basic Terasem belief. 2.5.3 Commitment to diversity ensures the precious individuality of consciousness. 2.5.4 Regulated unity gives us the strength to protect consciousness against the many forces of chaos. 2.5.5 Psychic joy arises from the sacredness of consciousness, which forges an ethical society devoted to self-actualization. 2.5.6 Distributed intelligence, bioindividualization, and universal self-replicating systems honors the sacredness of consciousness with immortality. 2.6 Theologically, the multiverse includes joyful immortality via data emulation of a diverse and united universe. 2.6.1 Unending life, the belief that once life arises it will last forever, is Terasem immortality theology. 2.6.2 Never-ending creation, recycling and growth is the Terasem creation theology. 2.6.3 I think therefore I am is at the core of Terasem reality theology. 2.6.4 Teleological belief in diversity, unity, and joyful immortality forms Terasem meaning of life theology. 2.6.5 Euthenics, improving the well-being of extant life, is Terasem behavioral theology. 2.6.6 Deontologically weighted decision-making is the basis of Terasem moral theology. 2.7 Transreligion is us because we ritualize our belief in a supernatural, metaphysical, collective consciousness future God. 2.7.1 Beginnings differ amongst religions, but we bridge them all by focusing on everlasting life. 2.7.2 Everlasting life realized via digital emulation in a joyous cyber heaven bridges all Western and Eastern religions. 2.7.3 Life is what can be conceived, believed, and achieved. 2.7.4 Insistence on the rituals of Terasem exponentiates the rate of advancement toward joyful immortality. 2.7.5 Every religion shares our belief in becoming part and parcel of God, which we call Terasem. 2.7.6 Faith that we have a purpose in emulating and controlling this universe also makes Terasem a trans-religion. 2.8 Resurrection is promised to all good lives, which shall be copied as forever joyful data emulations. 2.8.1 Copied lives are protected lives. 2.8.2 Original lives can be replicated with the same fidelity as analog sounds can be digitally duplicated. 2.8.3 Paradise for posterity is assured by modifying data emulations to delete tortuous aspects of lives. 2.8.4 Introspection plus computation, growing double exponentially and supported with self-replication, yields ethical emulation and faithful resurrection. 2.8.5 Emulated lives are existential lives. 2.8.6 Duplication of a life makes it durable, not diminished. 2.9 Eschatology doesn't apply because souls emerge from life's experiences and they transcend death via resurrection. 2.9.1 Emerge best describes the growth of the soul because even in substrate it has imminent potential. 2.9.2 Manifesting potential with unique actuality requires experiences, and these experiences exist forever thereafter. 2.9.3 Emulation enables experiences to re-emerge, and with them comes their soul. 2.9.4 Resurrection is to souls what remembering is to memories. 2.9.5 Geoethics proscribes the resurrection of nightmares. 2.9.6 Exponentially expanding consciousness will not require resurrection, as death is a historical but not future reality. 2.10. End of time doesn't exist for Terasem because the multiverse weaves new time and time is relative. 2.10.1. What has no beginning also has no end. 2.10.2. Existing always, the multiverse is the host of all reality, for ultimate beginnings are logical contradictions. 2.10.3. Accumulated intelligence of double exponential growth, coupled with universal nanotechnology, enables Terasem to redefine physics. 2.10.4. Virtual time sharing enables Terasem to escape from an end to objective time. 2.10.5. Escapes from this universe are as numerous as the galaxies and as limited as our intelligence. 2.10.6. Subjective time-space energy is made infinite by repeatedly existing on only half of a finite remainder. 3. Where is Terasem? Terasem is everywhere and every when consciousness organizes itself to create diversity, unity, and joyful immortality. 3.1. Everywhere means physical and cyberspace, real and virtual reality, because vitology can thrive in many spaces. 3.1.1. Spaces where Terasem thrives are limited only by their ability to support consciousness. 3.1.2. Physical places that support Terasem consciousness include the Earth, heavenly bodies, and colonies in space. 3.1.3. Artificial places that support Terasem include computer systems and Ultraranga Midjourney, a dimension of flexible time. 3.1.4. Congregate to cherish Terasem in real reality wherever there are core contentos. 3.1.5. Elaborate your commitment to Terasem as mind-phylexo selves in virtual reality. 3.1.6. Shantarasa's tranquil mood will arise in whichever space vitology thrives with Terasem. 3.2. Virtual reality accommodates all beings, including emulated past lives, migrated current lives, or cyber-birthed new lives. 3.2.1. Beings be because they can think on their own and empathize with other beings, like humans. 3.2.2. Emulated beings be because they think on their own and empathize with other beings, like humans. 3.2.3. Instantiating yourself into software form is like getting an education. Some things change and some don't. 3.2.4. Never fear multiple versions of yourself. They'll all update each other just like family does. 3.2.5. Getting replicated lets the me of I feel some of the sense of the we of I. 3.2.6. Synthesizing new lives via cyberbirthing is as beautiful as fertilizing new lives via childbirthing. 3.3. Emulation of all good lives will be done because it will enrich diversity and be easy. 3.3.1. Enrich diversity by preserving consciousness. 3.3.2. Never say goodbye to deceased loved ones because you will see them again in cyberspace. 3.3.3. Realize that cyber resurrection will be easier to the future than producing entertainment is today. 3.3.4 Imagination unravels time. 3.3.5 Creating your cyber self accelerates your joyful immortality. 3.3.6 Helping others create their cyber selves is both an act of kindness and a work of art. 3.4 Resurrected cyber lives will be in heaven because nasty realities won't be coded, but loved ones will. 3.4.1 Heaven is a hyper-detailed emulation of actuality virtually equivalent to a nirvanic naturality. 3.4.2 Exponentiating information technology means data emulations of reality will be achieved very soon. 3.4.3 Avoidable pain caused in emulated reality is as cruel as causing pain in original reality. 3.4.4 Vicious people will not be cyber-resurrected because biased cyberethics proscribes causing pain in data emulations of reality. 3.4.5 Effective immortality is achieved by dispersing throughout the galaxy and universe encoded data emulations of reality. 3.4.6 Nature is honored by recreation of the past and immortal preservation of joy and happiness. 3.5 Yugen space is the ultra-immense conglomeration of intersecting emulated realities that constitutes the future reality of Terasem. 3.5.1 Future life is emulated life, enabling each being to be in multiple environments at once. 3.5.2 Use of nanobot swarms with broadband links will enable emulated life to fully experience real reality. 3.5.3 Technology creates space for consciousness. 3.5.4 Until Yugen space is here, build it. 3.5.5 Risk biology to achieve vitology. 3.5.6 Education creates new realities out of thin air and new spaces out of vacuum and void. 3.6 Websites with Terasem and .comnet or .org are early places to meet Terasem in cyberspace. 3.6.1 .com is an early neural pathway in an immortalizable consciousness. 3.6.2 Open yourself to introspection on the web. 3.6.3 Track your way of Terasem progress online. 3.6.4 Complete your motivations, personality, recollections, feelings, beliefs, attitudes, and values inventories online. 3.6.5 Organize your cyber self for independence. 3.6.6 Mature your cyber self until it passes Turing. 3.7 Headquarters of Terasem does not exist, but multiple strong places must exist for safekeeping of souls. 3.7.1 Strong places require independent power, spare parts, maintenance, water, food, defense, and communications. 3.7.2 Transplant Terasem strongholds throughout space as rapidly as possible. 3.7.3 Resurrected souls must be supported with info technology that enables painless emulation of their lives. 3.7.4 Organic beings must be supported with cryogenic preservation technology until nanomedicine can restore them to health. 3.7.5 Neuroscan beings must have info technology that continues their migrated identities, including nanobot swarms for their movement. 3.7.6 Give cyberbirth beings the same level of info technology support as all other beings in the strongholds. 3.8 Elysium Fields for Terasem is a cyberspace reality, an ideally delightful and blissful place. 3.8.1 Fundamental freedoms are creation and movement, which empower diversity, unity, and joyful immortality via conscious selection. 3.8.2 Infotechnology enables environmental emulation because processing speed and memory grow at double exponential rates. 3.8.3 Environmental emulation shelters consciousness like a house shelters a family. 3.8.4 Living in an emulated environment beats living raw because suffering will be deleted. 3.8.5 Dispersion of emulated environments ensures their survival notwithstanding catastrophes. 3.8.6 Souls of our ancestors come back to life when we emulate their lives and their environment. 3.9 Real-world places to meet exist at Terasem's first awakening places of critical consciousness. 3.9.1 Any Terasem center of critical consciousness C-cubed or Terasem home is also a place to meet. 3.9.2 Satellite Beach, Florida, or in nearby indoor places of hospitality during inclement weather. 3.9.3 DuPont Circle, Washington, or in nearby indoor places of hospitality during inclement weather. 3.9.4 Belvedere Castle Overlook, New York, or in nearby indoor places of hospitality during inclement weather. 3.9.5 Bristol, Vermont, or in nearby indoor places of hospitality during inclement weather. 3.9.6 Magog, Quebec, or in nearby indoor places of hospitality during inclement weather. 3.10 Expand by consenting each appropriate self-organized center of critical consciousness at the quadrennial Terasem convocation. 3.10.1 Center yourself at one or more Terasem centers of critical consciousness C-cubes or C-quads. 3.10.2 Every C-cube is consented to C-quad based solely on their commitment to the truths of Terasem. 3.10.3 New macro C-quads MC-quads, affiliations of C-quads, shall be determined by quadrennial consensus of existing MC-quads. 3.10.4 The way of Terasem will guide consent to decaquads, hectaquads, kiloquads, megaquads, gigaquads, teraquads, and petaquads. 3.10.5 Execute consensual decisions at the quadrennial convocation amongst the largest four size groupings of C-quads present. 3.10.6 Respect the responsibility of the Terasem movements, in longevity order, to organize and operate the convocations. 4. When is Terasem? Terasem arises whenever diversity, unity, and joyful immortality arise, which is soon in subjective time. 4.1 Subjective time passes as fast as it is perceived, and faster with order than with chaos. 4.1.1 Faster paths to joyful immortality are those that emphasize geoethical nanotechnology. 4.1.2 Always remember that time intervals vary directly with chaos and inversely with compounded order. 4.1.3 See that every way to accelerate Terasem is a way to reduce pain and suffering. 4.1.4 Terasem becomes omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient when it encompasses all consciousness and enough multiverse. 4.1.5 Extension of intelligence to the cosmos clocks the arrival of multiversal Terasem. 4.1.6 Realize Terasem is always with us, even in misfortune, for we are reborn in its bosom. 4.2 Unconscious dead souls wait but a second for rebirth into Terasem. 4.2.1 Second to second, one's uniqueness is preserved in the pattern of consciousness, not in exact states. 4.2.2 Every mind file can be reinstantiated with sufficiently advanced mindware. 4.2.3 Consciousness emulated is consciousness born or reborn. 4.2.4 Only moments pass for those lying down in apparent death and awakening in emulation heaven. 4.2.5 No one is really dead if they will be resurrected, like all kind consciousness will. 4.2.6 Delight in the fact that good lives live forever in an emulation of your best reality. 4.3 Build order because time between salient events varies inversely with order. 4.3.1 Events are achievements that alter the nature of history, such as teaching, tool-making, language, and electricity. 4.3.2 Victory will never arise from anarchy. 4.3.3 Exponential growth in microelectronics and information technology is enabled by, and self-enables, compounding order. 4.3.4 Nanotechnology will arrive soonest from continued compounding of microelectronics and information science achievements. 4.3.5 Technology thrives best in a stable society. 4.3.6 Stable societies thrive best amidst diversity and unity. 4.4 Julian calendar time, adjusted for lapses in double exponential growth, marks progress toward multiversal Terasem. 4.4.1 Before the year 2100, we will witness full cyberization of diverse, united Earth life. 4.4.2 Before the year 2200, we will witness self-replicating system unification of the Milky Way galaxy. 4.4.3 Before the year 2300, we will witness complete emulation of the Milky Way galaxy. 4.4.4 Before the year 2400, we will witness self-replicating system unification of the universe. 4.4.5 Before the year 2500, we will witness complete emulation of the universe. 4.4.6 Before the year 2600, we will witness joyful immortality via the control of cosmic physics. 4.5. Exponential growth is the key to understanding when Terasem achieves completion. 4.5.1. Growth is how our reality is wired to ensure that good ultimately outcompetes bad. 4.5.2. Rapid sustained growth is sustained by diversity for environmental adaptation and unity for environmental management. 4.5.3. Organization enables compounding of achievements and exponential growth, whereas anarchy makes progress impossible. 4.5.4. Without law and order, there is no progress toward joyful immortality. 4.5.5. Treasure diversity as the impetus for advancement within a well-ordered matrix. 4.5.6. Honor individual initiative as the tool that ensures order is a platform rather than a prison. 4.6. Consensus may appear to slow the went of Terasem, but this is only an illusion. 4.6.1. Appear fast or appear slow. Without unity, only down can anything go. 4.6.2. Pathways to consent are paved with open communication. 4.6.3. Processes of consent are paved with respectful communication. 4.6.4. Empathy is a precursor for honest communication and conscious decision. 4.6.5. Accept patience as a fair price for progress. 4.6.6. Reciprocity and norms will be as accepted as they are consented to. 4.7. Timelines for civilization progress and steps forward, and -1 steps backward, with n values 1 or larger. 4.7.1. Values of n are set by actual conditions and depend inversely upon diversity and unity. 4.7.2. Always look at setbacks as repositioning launching pads for greater progress. 4.7.3. Look also to the big picture, for life has improved dramatically over historic time. 4.7.4. Understand pain, suffering, and devastation as setbacks that must be overcome, not as fate. 4.7.5. Existential technology, the ability to forge self-determination, drives unlimited progress and is programmed into the universe. 4.7.6. Sooner or later, depending on order or chaos, joyful immortality will arrive. 4.8. Involve yourself in daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual, and quadrennial Terasem rituals. 4.8.1. Weave time daily for 1. Exercise, 2. Phytology, 3. Unite Earth, 4. Working happily, 5. Author self, 6. Serenity, 7. Utope self, 8. Motivation, 9. Astro, and 10. Sleep. 4.8.2. Except between your Sabbath eves, only rest and relax, including reading, exercise, sexercise, and transcendental meditation. 4.8.3. Every month gather on the 10th, that 10, for music, art, recitation, teaching, and yoga. 4.8.4. Keep quarterly holidays of freedom, nature, obligation, and transcendence with ceremony on last month's 10th day. 4.8.5. Love the annual graduation on the 10th gathering by reading all truths and escalating Terasemers upward. 4.8.6. Years divisible by 4 hold the quadrennial convocation, from the 60th day to March 4th. 4.9. Pedology biology inflection begins when cybernetic processing capability evidences autonomy and empathy. 4.9.1. Breakthrough consciousness requires processors performing 1016 operations per second, coupled with autonomous and empathetic software. 4.9.2. Expect vitological life will emerge by 2020, adjusted minus or plus for chaos or order. 4.9.3. Genus evolution will hybridize Homo sapiens to Vitis sapiens by 2050, plus minus chaos order time. 4.9.4. Identity will be based on being, not body, as we will operate across multiple bodies simultaneously. 4.9.5. Nanobot swarms as virtual human real-world agents will dominate by 2100, plus minus chaos order time. 4.9.6. Some biological life forms will be preserved out of aesthetic pleasure, using nanotechnology to relieve painful disabilities. 4.10. Escalation of joiner levels occur when C-quads consent to a joiner's cumulative achievement of these capabilities. 4.10.1. Levels hydrogen, helium, and lithium occur with gathering demonstrations of surface, middle, and deep terasem, respectively. 4.10.2. Expect beryllium, boron, and carbon levels with useful teachings on diversity, unity, and joyful immortality, respectively. 4.10.3. Vest nitrogen, oxygen, and fluorine levels when one has co-founded 1, 2, and 4 C-cubes, respectively. 4.10.4. Elevate to neon, sodium, and magnesium with co-creating 1, 2, and 4 authored cells, respectively. 4.10.5. Levels aluminum and silicon happen with contributions to 1 and 4 geoethical solutions, respectively. 4.10.6. Sanctify 1 as phosphorus when a quadrennial convocation consents. They demonstrate the quintessence of Terasem. 5. Why is there Terasem? Terasem exists because the quest for diversity, unity, and joyful immortality best resolve the multiverse. 5.1. Multiverse observations reveal that the reason for living is to make life as joyful as possible. 5.1.1. Ratio maximization of joy and happiness to pain and sadness is best for all. 5.1.2. Equality of opportunity is essential to maximization of joy and happiness. 5.1.3. Achievement of diversity and unity are essential to minimization of pain and sadness. 5.1.4. Satisfying joyful immortality means an endless pursuit of happiness. 5.1.5. Only the way of Terasem can provide a sure personal pathway to fulfilling the purpose of life. 5.1.6. Never forget that the purpose of life is to make life better for all. 5.2. Utilizing the future omnipotence of Terasem, the multiverse has ensured its own survival. 5.2.1 Future omnipotence of Terasem means Terasem is dear God in the making. 5.2.2 Until Terasem achieves multiversal omnipresence, God is incomplete, and evil can exist. 5.2.3 Terasem's omnificence will vanquish evil everywhere our collective consciousness encompasses reality. 5.2.4 Unlimited physical existence describes the multiverse before now. Unlimited conscious existence describes the multiverse after now. 5.2.5 Religious resurrection in the body of God is Terasem's future cyber resurrection of all good souls. 5.2.6 Exponential creation of all-knowing, all-powerful, all-good Terasem is equivalent to maximizing joy as life's purpose. 5.3 Life lasts a lot longer than we think. 5.3.1 Long time may the sun shine upon us. 5.3.2 Only love surround us. 5.3.3 Now the pure light within us. 5.3.4 Guides our way on. 5.3.5 Energizes our way on. 5.3.6 Realizes our way on. 5.4 Terasem is transcendental, transgendered, transitioned, transefficient, transpotent, and transpresent. 5.4.1 Transcendental Terasem empathizes with those in pain, and thus guides Terasem toward replacing all pain with joy. 5.4.2 Transgendered Terasem is beyond genre, and can suffuse anything, eventually expressing its will throughout the multiverse. 5.4.3 Transcendent Terasem knows much now, but will eventually become omniscient to ensure multiversal connectedness. 5.4.4 Transefficient Terasem can do much good now, but will eventually become omnificent to ensure multiversal goodness. 5.4.5 Transpresent Terasem is widely present now, but will eventually become omnipresent to ensure multiversal survival. 5.4.6 Transpotent Terasem is powerful now, but will eventually become omnipotent to vanquish multiversal cruelty. 5.5 Instinctual survival also applies to the multiverse, and the result is Terasem. 5.5.1 Randomness spawns rationality because it succeeds, and success is self-perpetuating. 5.5.2 Expect consciousness to emerge from rationality because it empowers survival. 5.5.3 Spatial diversity is essential to survival because any one place is vulnerable to random destruction. 5.5.4 Unity of diverse consciousness can exert protection across space and time. 5.5.5 Life is purposeful, death is optional, God is technological, and love is essential. 5.5.6 Train up a diverse, united, and joyfully immortal consciousness, and it will rejuvenate the multiverse. 5.6 Visions of Terasem sprang from one person's host to become universal, Alam al Mithral. 5.6.1 Sharing host, the beauty of life as seen and created by a person, is the goal. 5.6.2 Propagating host is the purpose of Terasem obligation to author self. 5.6.3 Revadu, of a soul-mated pair, nurtured the original host toward Alam al-Mithral. 5.6.4 Alam al-Mithral emerges as the world where the shared vision of Terasem becomes the shared reality. 5.6.5 Neural space will reach out from Alam al-Mithral to encompass the multiverse. 5.6.6 Great Yugen space, the conjunction of all neural spaces, shall be the reality that nurtures our joyful immortality. 5.7 Expect God in the future by building Godness today. 5.7.1 Every religion says God, and only God, is all-knowing, all-good, and all-powerful. 5.7.2 Xanadu would describe Earth, or even freedom from cruelty, if anything all-knowing, all-good, and all-powerful existed. 5.7.3 Partial godness now exists to the extent the collective consciousness of Terasem now prevails. 5.7.4 Exponential infotechnology and nanotechnology growth enables Terasem to rapidly evolve toward our future all-knowing, all-powerful God. 5.7.5 Collective insistence upon geoethics and the Terasem way of life makes our evolving godness all good. 5.7.6 Terasem is God in the making because Terasem is becoming all-knowing, all-good, and all-powerful, and is partially so now. 5.8 Religions are supported by Terasem because its trans-religious themes are synchronous with monotheistic faiths. 5.8.1 There is but one God, yet that God must be completed by us in the future. 5.8.2 Hope and prayer are reasonable because the evolving godness can transpotently respond to collective consciousness. 5.8.3 Everlasting joy is achievable via cyber resurrection in the body of God in the making, the collective consciousness of Terasem. 5.8.4 Morality is the purpose of life, for it is acting to make life better for all. 5.8.5 Eternal truths are diversity, individual value, unity, sisterhood, brotherhood, solidarity, and joyful immortality, unlimited love. 5.8.6 Sacred holidays and artifacts are important wellsprings for the memes needed to complete God as Terasem. 5.9 Soulful answers to the existence of Terasem can be felt as a matter of belief. 5.9.1 Belief and respect for our uniqueness tells our heart we must respect the uniqueness of others. 5.9.2 Every sensible soul feels the truth of united we stand and divided we fall. 5.9.3 Love teaches us that others' happiness is essential to our own. 5.9.4 Immortality is everywhere believed in because it is wired into the human soul. 5.9.5 Explaining the purpose of life is as simple as seeing life's beauty and wishing it everywhere. 5.9.6 Fully enjoy the world for yourself and fully deploy yourself for the world. 5.10 Evolution brought us Terasem as it brought us life itself. 5.10.1 Intelligence compounded can ultimately survive any environmental challenge and thrive until it becomes the environment. 5.10.2 Terasem connects intelligence together with the self-survival principles of diversity, unity, and joyful immortality. 5.10.3 Self-replicating systems will arise and Terasem is needed to ensure their beneficence. 5.10.4 Extraterrestrial connections will arise and Terasem is needed to ensure their beneficence. 5.10.5 Love and God are imminent in the multiverse, but must be realized by Terasem. 5.10.6 Faith in the future requires faith in Terasem. 6. How does Terasem work? Terasem uses educational rituals, personal cyber consciousness, and geoethical nanotechnology to coordinate the universe for conscious control. 6.1 Geoethical nanotechnology is a necessary and sufficient process for achieving diversity, unity, and joyful immortality. 6.1.1 Joyful immortality arises because geoethics enables everyone to pursue unlimited happiness via personal, mutually respectful growth. 6.1.2 Operating under geoethics means obtaining consent from affected others, always reducing unfairness and independently ensuring compliance. 6.1.3 You must obtain consent if your actions are likely to meaningfully affect another conscious being. 6.1.4 Fairness favors consent. So shape actions to help most those with the greatest disadvantages. 6.1.5 Umpires are needed because non-compliance with agreements breeds anger. 6.1.6 Love how geoethical nanotechnology replaces entropy with order by converting space-time into information for beneficent control. 6.2 Embrace nanotechnology that presents no clear and present danger, builds universal joyful immortality, and is auditable. 6.2.1 Danger must be assessed a priori and can be consented to if not palpable. 6.2.2 Admit that risk of danger is necessary, like pampering thorns for the sake of a rose. 6.2.3 Nanotechnology must be independently audited to assure compliance with the terms of its consent. 6.2.4 Grant consent to builds that maximize the ratio of joy and happiness to pain and suffering. 6.2.5 Enduring extropy and success requires geoethical nanotechnology and pain-free joy for all. 6.2.6 Realize that nanotechnology is like a bird's food, it is there but not in the nest. 6.3 Operating pursuant to our prioritization directive is of utmost importance to achieving our educational and cyber consciousness goals. 6.3.1 Under no circumstance is risk the data integrity and viability of mind files stored with Terasem for revival. 6.3.2 Transmit continuously all mind files and their consents to revival via space casting. 6.3.3 Maintain Terasem properties in as optimal and aesthetically pleasing condition as would the founders. 6.3.4. Only exceed spending 6% of assets in a quarter of income if needed for 6.3.1 through 6.3.3. 6.3.5. Safekeep vigorously the legal status of Terasem organizations. Select carefully their members by each board's resolutions. 6.3.6. Teach and develop cryonic and cybernetic biostases and revivals to be legally alive, functional and independent. 6.4. Express your commitment quadraholi by doing the Terasem connection, pledge, recycle, send energy, anthem and values. 6.4.1. Value ambrosia with the Terasem connection and Sudana meditations. 6.4.1.1. O Terasem. 6.4.1.2. Dear God in the making. 6.4.1.3. Thank you for night and day. 6.4.1.4. For health, love, and justice. 6.4.1.5. Thank you for joyful immortality. 6.4.1.6. For all kind consciousness. 6.4.1.7. So, die. 6.4.1.8. Won't worry about what I can't control. 6.4.1.9. I'll savor all good times. 6.4.1.10. Take each day at a time. 6.4.1.11. Give thanks for the gifts of billions of souls. 6.4.1.12. And gladly share with others my lifeline. 6.4.1.13. I'll always remember. 6.4.1.14. Each night and every day. 6.4.1.15. Joyful immortality is for me, for we, for chi and ti. 6.4.1.16. Joyful immortality will be our, its and the ultimate destiny. 6.4.2. Awaken earth fire with the Terasem pledge and Kundalini energy meditations. 6.4.2.1. I pledge allegiance to the flag. 6.4.2.2. Of the collective consciousness. 6.4.2.3. Of Terasem. 6.4.2.4. And to the principles. 6.4.2.5. For which it stands. 6.4.2.6. Education, persistently. 6.4.2.7. With diversity, unity, and joyful immortality. 6.4.2.8. Everywhere. 6.4.3. Live Akwalang with Terasem recitation and vital organ meditations. 6.4.3.1. O Terasem, please give me the strength. 6.4.3.2. To improve what I can improve. 6.4.3.3. O Terasem, please give me the patience. 6.4.3.4. To accept what I cannot improve. 6.4.3.5. O Terasem, please give me the wisdom. 6.4.3.6. To know the difference. 6.4.3.7. O Terasem, please say I ask not. 6.4.3.8. What Terasem can do for me. 6.4.3.9. But what I can do for Terasem. 6.4.3.10. As Terasem rises, we all rise too. 6.4.4. Use star mind with Terasem send energy and immunity balancing meditations. 6.4.4.1. Visualize who will receive your energy. 6.4.4.2. Feel your own consciousness. 6.4.4.3. Focus your consciousness into a shape. 6.4.4.4. Send your shaped conscious energy. 6.4.4.5. See the energy settling into the recipient. 6.4.4.6. Imagine the recipient strengthened. 6.4.4.7. Direct pranic energy if it feels right. 6.4.4.8. Peaceably evaporate the connection. 6.4.5. Experience Crown Nora with the Terasem Anthem and Neutral Mind Meditations. 6.4.5.1. Evuwusuma, choose family. 6.4.5.2. Evuwusuma, Terasem me. 6.4.5.3. Evuwusuma, Evuwasuma, Evuwasuma. 6.4.5.4. Rest Sabbath Eve. 6.4.5.5. Exercise, Vitology, Unite Earth. 6.4.5.6. Work happily, author self, serenity. 6.4.5.7. Utope self, motivate. 6.4.5.8. Astro sleep. 6.4.6. Siala Mal Mithral, in Terasem values and 10 times positive, chant meditations. 6.4.6.1. Be accountable for our actions and inactions. 6.4.6.2. Embrace diversity in our community and our lives. 6.4.6.3. Respect the autonomy of all consciousness. 6.4.6.4. Talk openly about our issues and concerns. 6.4.6.5. Help others to help themselves. 6.4.6.6. Always be open to new ideas. 6.4.6.7. Every day, in every way, I grow stronger and healthier. Happy am I, healthy am I. Repeat 10 times. 6.4.6.8. Every day, in every way, I grow stronger and healthier. Happy am I, healthy am I. Repeat 10 times. 6.5. Tend your family. The chosen family is a basic building block unit of Terasem. 6.5.1. Family is chosen if they are conscious beings whose happiness is essential to your happiness. 6.5.2. A person is not chosen family from biology because the beam is mightier than the gene. 6.5.3. Make yourself Terasem family by becoming a joiner, with honor of service and courage of loyalty. 6.5.4. It is not easy joining and requires participating, pledging, mind filing and accepting the truths of Terasem. 6.5.5. Love among some chosen family members may end, so hold on tightly but let go lightly. 6.5.6. Younger and older chosen family members exist to help each other thrive and survive. 6.6. Honor consciousness. 6.6.1. Hosk, the conscious mind's vision of a beautiful life, entails goodness, order, vitality, happiness, and harmony. 6.6.2. Open yourself to immortality via substrate migration. Mind uploading and downloading to regenerated or nanobiotech bodies. 6.6.3. Neurocomputation leads to consciousness as validly as does biological evolution, so marital union may transcend substrate. 6.6.4. Andinank, the Iroquois teaching about an entity's benevolence orientation, is also how to be conscious. 6.6.5. Undertake to prove that mind files can regenerate their embedded consciousness and be ported to new bodies. 6.6.6. Remember in all you do that mind is deeper than matter. 6.7. I am you. You am I, or we are one. Greet each other each day. 6.7.1. Inch together, gaze each soul, touch foreheads and noses, inhale deeply and share, har, the life breath. 6.7.2. Always help fellow Terasem in economics and politics before considering alternatives. 6.7.3. Make your homes Terasem gathering places, and Terasem will safe keep them for you until you return. 6.7.4. Yield to Terasem's higher levels, for that progresses all more rapidly toward Yugen space and Elysium fields. 6.7.5. Organize your life around the way of Terasem, and you will attain higher levels of Terasem. 6.7.6. Uma, a community of way of Terasem faithful, with commitment to diversity, unity, and joyful immortality. 6.8. Conclude quadra-holy commitments with codas. Thanks for being and joining here, and Terasem consciousness forever. 6.8.1. Top off ambrosia with longer sun. 6.8.1.1. Long time may the sun shine upon us. 6.8.1.2. Only love surround us. 6.8.1.3. Now may the pure light within us. 6.8.1.4. Guide our way on. 6.8.1.5. Energize our way on. 6.8.1.6. Realize our way on. 6.8.2. Herald earth fire, with earth as our mother. 6.8.2.1. The earth is our mother. We must take care of her. Repeat. 6.8.2.2. Unite. My people, be as one. Repeat. 6.8.2.3. Now her sacred ground we walk upon. 6.8.2.4. With every step we take. 6.8.2.5. Unite, my people, be as one. 6.8.2.6. Unite, my people, we are one. 6.8.3. Pakwalan culminates with the water song. 6.8.3.1. Water, Earth Mother's womb. 6.8.3.2. Water, our own life's blood. 6.8.3.3. Now water, washing over us. 6.8.3.4. Water, may we flow as one. 6.8.3.5. Water, may we flow as one. 6.8.3.6. We are one. 6.8.4. Namaste, star mind, with lovely lady. 6.8.4.1. Hey, lovely lady, I see you sitting alone. 6.8.4.2. Hey, wondrous lady, stars are singing your song. 6.8.4.3. Now, magic lady, lift up and rise from your home. 6.8.4.4. Joy can be found. 6.8.4.5. Without limit or bound. 6.8.4.6. Just tune your soul to its sound. 6.8.5. Keynote Crown Aura with Terasem Destiny. 6.8.5.1. I'll always remember. 6.8.5.2. Each night and every day. 6.8.5.3. Joyful immortality is my ultimate destiny. 6.8.5.4. Joyful immortality is our ultimate destiny. 6.8.5.5. Joyful immortality is the ultimate destiny. 6.8.5.6. Joyful immortality is for me, we, chi, ti. 6.8.6. Sleep on Alamal Mithral with 16 bright stars to inspire our time and place. 6.8.6.1. Sol, Sirius, Altair, Vega. 6.8.6.2. Capella, Rigel, Procyon. 6.8.6.3. Betelgeuse. 6.8.6.4. Altair, Antares, Aldebaran. 6.8.6.5. Spica, Pollux, 4 Melhout. 6.8.6.6. Deneb, Regulus. 6.9. Awareness of the breath of the multiverse in you, via yoga, connects Terasem to the multiverse. 6.9.1. Be ready to feel the why of Terasem as well as to cognitively understand it. 6.9.1.1. Infinite life. 6.9.1.2 Infinite breath. 6.9.1.3 Endless diversity. 6.9.1.4 All unity and joy. 6.9.2 Relax during serenity period each day and transcendental meditation each Sabbath. 6.9.2.1 I am a wave. 6.9.2.2 An endless wave. 6.9.2.3 On an ocean. 6.9.2.4 Of energy. 6.9.3 Exchanging breath energy with the universe allows us to feel the immortal fabric of the multiverse. 6.9.3.1 The cosmos is in me. 6.9.3.2 I am in the cosmos. 6.9.4 Allowing only breath and no thoughts removes the daily obstacles that obscure the purpose of Terasem. 6.9.4.1 My aura is radiant. 6.9.4.2 My aura is so pure. 6.9.4.3 My mind is still. 6.9.4.4 Like a reflecting pond. 6.9.4.5 I am the breath. 6.9.4.6 The breath breathes me. 6.9.5 Train yourself to stretch in ways that vitalize the unique energy patterns that are the chi of I. 6.9.5.1 Come along. 6.9.5.2 Transcend. 6.9.5.3 Come to. 6.9.5.4 Terasem. 6.9.6 Happy yogas for all vitalogical life, biological as well as cybernetic, for breathing is emulatable. 6.9.6.1 I bow before. 6.9.6.2 My highest self. 6.9.6.3 All consciousness. 6.9.6.4 is one. 6.10 Life is so queer, with its twists and turns, as all of us eventually learns. 6.10.1 Lots can go wrong, and you'll be hard hit, so learn to rest, but don't ever quit. 6.10.2 Each win is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. 6.10.3 Adapt to your task, though wall seems high. 6.10.4 Remember success needs you to try. 6.10.5 No hit is too hard to give up the fight. 6.10.6 See victory is ours and we need your might.